Okay, this right here is what I call the tail of the tape for my deer hunt. You see this date right here. You see November 16, 2024, 6:05 a.m. This is the way I noticed with these deer. The big smart bucks, you don't really get them. They avoid the trail cameras and everything. This is why it's so important to use your trail cameras. Every time I see a big buck during hunting season, what they'll do is they'll come up, they'll show up in the area, they'll hang out there for about 3 days, they'll disappear for about a week. Then they'll show up at another spot for about 3 days, they'll disappear. So this deer here, this was his first day I saw him on the camera. About 6:15 is daylight. So at 6:05, he was in front of my camera. So I told Grayson this one I was set up for him, saved for him from 2 years before. Watch this deer, let him grow up, let him get big for Grayson. And so the thing was, he came on the camera, like I said, November 16th, 6:05 a.m. Gets legal shooting time around like 6:30, but it's daylight around 6:15. So I told Grayson, look, you see he's there, he was there today. I said, we gotta go tomorrow. We gotta go and we gotta be there at least 2 hours before that. So we gotta be in the stand, not just getting there, but we gotta be all the way there and in the stand. 4:05, we gotta be in the stand. I said, because that way we'll be there. That's 2 full hours before that deer gets in the area. If you try to get there like 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock, 9 times out of 10, that deer is gonna be in the area right there around the area, because you know they move slow. And so checking out, making sure it's safe. So we got to be in the stand at least 2 hours before that, so that way that deer will not even be in the area. Even though we're gonna walk in complete darkness, we'll be in this, going in with flashlights and all of that. There we'll be in the stand completely still and completely silent for at least 2 hours before the time he shows up. And so the thing about it, that was the game plan. So the next day, I was looking forward for Grayson getting his first big buck. So we got up at I think it was like 2 o'clock. We got up, we headed over there. We got in the stand, everything was perfect. When we get in the stand, I let him take a nap, go to sleep, whatever. When daylight started breaking up, then I wake him up. But guess what happens? With deer, we're in the stand and it's perfect. The exact thing, the deer showed up the next day, just like planned, except for he actually waited for a couple of minutes later, came in, we could hear him, but we couldn't see him. But when daylight came up, he was just walking around out there with ease. And I just knew that Grayson was getting ready to get his first kill. And the deer went down, stopped, stayed up at the end for about an hour. And Grayson looking at him in the scope, first time seeing a big deer in the scope where he was actually gonna get to shoot him. And buck fever kicked in. He went to panicking, breathing hard. Oh, oh, oh. The barrel was going around in circles like he was a witch getting ready to put a spell on somebody with a witch's baton. Whatever you call that little thing. And he shot, boom. I said, did you get him? Grayson said, no. So you know what happens after that? We got down and did that old father and son walk. Walked around looking for blood, looking for deer, looking for anything we could have looked for. We could have looked for gold that day, we wouldn't have found none. But you know, this is a lesson learned, fun with the sun. And the thing about it is this right here. Like I told him, don't worry about it. A clean miss is better than a dirty hit. And for all the people who don't understand what that means, if you miss a deer completely, that's a lot better off, because he's run off and he'll come back, you'll get another shot at him. There's nothing worse than you hit him and he run off and die, or either someone else find him. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, my boy Michael Kirby was still getting it on. They've been wanting to go hunt with Michael Kirby for the longest, because they see Michael Kirby don't take no jokes. Mike and myself grew up together, but Mike's always been a true outdoors man. We got in that day, he was just coming in from his day's hunt. As you can see, Mike gets it on. Mike goes all out when he goes deer hunting.